Gurubhyo Namaha. Children, I am sure everyone must have revised redox reaction and you must have understood the application of redox reaction in electrochemistry. Now let us see spontaneous reaction between zinc and copper sulfate. In copper sulfate, Cu2+. To explain this, we are going to take a container. So we'll take electrolytic solution, copper sulfate. So due to Cu2+ availability, we know that copper sulfate will be blue in color. In that container, we are going to dip zinc electrode. Let me see what is happening. After some time, we could see three important points. We could view three important points. The first one is weight of zinc rod start decreasing. The second one is blue color of solution disappears. Third one is reddish brown precipitate settled around the zinc electrode. The last one is as you touch the container, we could feel slight increase in the temperature of the solution. So let me explain one by one. Why weight of zinc rod decreases? We know that once you keep zinc rod into copper sulfate, due to standard electrode potential, Cu2+ has strong pull of electron and Zn has weaker pull of electron. I hope you remember this. Let me repeat it. Cu2+ has strong pull of electron and Zn has weak pull of electron. So according to that, Cu2+ will be try to pull the electron from zinc electrode. Once the zinc electrode loses its electron, it will convert it into Zn2+. So Zn2+ start dissolving in electrolyte. So once it starts dissolving in electrolyte, the size of electrode will be reduces. Now what is happening next one? Copper 2+ in the electrolytic solution absorb those electrons released from zinc. So it will be converted into Cu. So now after converting into neutral Cu, it starts settle down very close to zinc electrode. Why? Zinc electrode is having positive charge. So it will be settled down very close to zinc electrode. Now two half reaction occur here. The one is zinc is converted into Zn2+ after donating 2 electron, after releasing 2 electron. This is called half oxidation reaction. Already we have studied about it. The second reaction is Cu2+ gaining those 2 electron converted into Cu. This reaction is called half reduction reaction. So overall reaction will be Zn plus Cu2+ to give Zn2+ and Cu. Okay, by end of this process, what we have to understand, as I said, slight increase in the temperature of the solution. So heat energy is released. Now when you are talking about galvanic cell, instead of heat, current energy or electrical energy will be produced. Let me discuss about it. Half cell or redox couple. In this, half cell has metallic electrode dipped in the electrolytic solution. Sometimes both the electrode dipped in the same electrolytic solution, so no need of salt bridge. At each electrode or electrolyte interface, there is a tendency of ions to deposit and make electrolysis to carry over. Now let me talk about galvanic cell. We are going to talk about an indirect reaction. So in galvanic cell, we will be taking two containers. Left hand side container we are going to take a zinc sulfate as a electrolytic solution, zinc rod dipped in that. Here zinc rod will be anode which carries negative charge. Right hand side container, we are going to take copper sulfate as a electrolytic solution. Copper rod is connected with the positive charge terminal, that is cathode. These two electrodes along with voltmeter connected through wire, metallic wire. So now the next one is these two containers are merged with or connected with a salt bridge. Already we explained, we have studied so many points about salt bridge. So here salt bridge which can be filled with either potassium chloride or ammonium chloride or sodium sulfite. Okay, so now in the left hand side, oxidation reaction will carry over. Why? Zinc electrode we have taken, so zinc electrode is going to release the electron, whereas in the right hand side, copper rod is there as a electrode. Reduction reaction will occur because the electrons whatever released by zinc electrode will be gained by, absorbed by copper electrode. So here reduction reaction will occur. Okay, now what will happen after this? Once the zinc starts releasing its releasing its electron, what will happen? Zinc will be converted into Zn2+. Once the conversion occurs, zinc 2+ will start dissolved in the electrolytic solution. So now what will happen? Once it starts dissolving in electrolytic solution, the size of zinc will reduce and positive charge on the electrolytic solution will keep increasing. Once again, let me repeat, positive charge on the electrolytic solution. What is that? When you are talking about zinc sulfate, the number of Zn2+ will be equivalent with SO4 2-. So it is a electrical neutral. Whereas once zinc 2+ start dissolved in the electrolytic solution, positive charge zinc 2+ will be increasing. So left hand side container will be increasing with positive charged pole. Whereas when you are talking about the right hand side where the reduction occurs, once the copper electrode will be observing the electron from the zinc electrode, the electrolytic solution which is having Cu2+ start pulling those electrons. So Cu2+ will be converted into Cu. Once it converted into Cu, it will start settling down nearby the electrode. So now what will happen? Size of copper electrode will increases. So now in the electrolytic solution, Cu2+ and SO4 2- was there in equal numbers, whereas Cu2+ converted into Cu. After this reaction, number of Cu will be reduced. So SO4 2- numbers will be increasing. So now what is happening? In this container, negative charge pole or negative charge is increasing. So now due to this potential difference, what will happen? Electromotive force increases. So now here we have to talk about the salt bridge. Salt bridge is filled with either potassium chloride or ammonium chloride along with agar-agar solution. So now agar-agar medium will give the jelly kind of thing, and the U-tube will be plugged with both the side will be plugged with cotton. So now the cotton will be allowing the ions to move. What for these ions have to move, or which ions have to move? The ion present in potassium chloride or in the salt bridge K+ and Cl-, to balance the charge difference between the beakers, the Cl- and K+ will start moving accordingly. So now what will happen? The charge will be tried to balance. Now what type of reaction will occur due to this? In the left hand side, oxidation half reaction will occur. How? Zinc rod donates that electron, so after releasing this electron, it will be converted into Zn2+. We know that donation of electron will be called as oxidation. So this is the first half reaction. Whereas on the right hand side, we have copper 2+ gaining those electron and converted into Cu. So now the overall reaction occurs in the galvanic cell will be Zn will be added with Cu2+ to give Zn2+ and Cu. Now size of zinc is reducing and the size of copper will be increasing. So now to talk about where the reaction carry over, which type of reaction in anode, which type of reaction in cathode, I have a shortcut. One is, remember, LOAN, and the other terminology is RRCP. What is this? LOAN, please note it down, children. LOAN L represents left hand side, O is oxidation reaction, A is anode, N is negative charge. And the opposite version, RRCP, which means R right hand side, R reduction, and C cathode, P positive charge. This is applicable only for the galvanic cell. Next one, very simple and important examination point of view. The differences between electrolytic cell and a galvanic cell. Few points already we have discussed and a few important points let me include in this. The first one is it requires EMF, electromotive force. It produces EMF. What is the meaning? Electric energy is converted into chemical energy. Whereas in galvanic cell, chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. Just now we have discussed about it. In electrolytic cell, as I have mentioned, anode will be having positive charge and cathode will be having negative charge. It will be reverse in the galvanic cell. Anode is having negative charge and cathode is having positive charge. To talk about this, I have asked you to remember the key word, that is RRCP and LOAN. I hope you remember that point. The next one is oxidation takes place at anode and reduction at cathode. Whereas in this, oxidation takes place at anode and reduction at cathode. But charges are different. I hope you remember. The next one is discharge. It discharges of ion occur at both electrode. The same here. But it is not both the electrode. It is only at cathode. Discharges of ion occur only at cathode. It is electrolytic cell, as we have discussed, it is a non-spontaneous reaction, and a galvanic cell, it is a spontaneous reaction. So I hope everybody remember delta G value. This is electrolytic cell is a reversible one, whereas galvanic cell, these may be reversible one. Flow of electron is from anode to cathode, whereas here flow of electron is from anode to cathode. The point may be same, but charges are different. I hope once again you will see the third point. The last point is electron leave the cell at anode and enter the cell at cathode. Whereas here electron leave the cell at anode and enter the cell at cathode. Okay, good. This is a continuation of galvanic cell. Electrode potential, separation of charges, the pull or deriving force of electron. Electrode potential develops due to separation of charges. In galvanic cell, we have discussed the potential difference created as a zinc electrode after donating electron. So now weight of zinc electrode keep decreasing. And in the other side, copper starts collecting around copper electrode after gaining electron. So what will happen? Size of copper electrode increases. And I have explained the charge imbalance in the cell. So now what is happening? After releasing that electron, zinc will be converted into Zn2+. So it will start dissolving in the electrolyte. Whereas in the electrolyte, Cu2+ will be gaining those electrons and converted into Cu, neutral Cu, so that it will start occur around the copper electrode. Due to copper will be having negative charge. Please understand. So that what is happening? Once copper start settling very close to the electrode, negative charge amount or number will be increases in the solution. Due to this, the pressure will be created. What is the pressure? Solution pressure, that is Sp. It has a tendency to convert metal into its ion. So now the second pressure is osmotic pressure, Op. It is a tendency to convert ion into its metal. So now due to what is happening in electrodes, the electrodes used in galvanic cell are active electrodes. Okay, now what is the electrode? Copper and zinc electrode. Both are active electrode. So due to this, the important cases will be developed. What is that? Two cases we are going to talk about. So in the first case, solution pressure will be higher than osmotic pressure. Okay, now due to this oxidation reaction will occur. Where the oxidation reaction will occur? In zinc electrode donates the electron, so it will be converted into Zn2 plus. So weight of rod will be decreases. So potential difference, again once again let me repeat it, potential difference occur. So this is called oxidation potential. In this case, electrode potential is called oxidation potential of electrode, that is EOP. In the second case, solution pressure will be lesser than oxidation pressure or osmotic pressure. So right side Cu2 plus absorbs electron and convert into copper to move towards copper rod, settle down. So half reduction reaction occurs. So weight of rod will be increases. Already we have seen in the galvanic cell diagram. So solution becomes negative. So reduction potential created, that is ERP. Now to talk about it, cell potential under standard condition also can be explained. So this one will be noted under two things. One is under standard temperature and standard pressure. Now E cell can be calculated, electrode cell can be calculated. How? It is a addition of EOP in anode plus ERP in cathode. What is that? Electrode reduction potential, electrode oxidation potential. Okay, now EOP is equal to minus electrode reduction potential. Let me repeat it. E oxidation potential is equal to E minus E reduction potential. So we can replace it. So now EOP of cathode is equal to minus ERP of anode. Okay, now to combine this, E cell is equal to ERP of cathode minus ERP of anode. So using this, a few important numericals will be solved.